Hello, dear friend, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for the week of August 17th. We have a couple of important and interesting changes through the week, which can change and transform the overall atmosphere, the energy around us, and what we may focus on. First one, we have a new moon, which will come on Tuesday, a new moon in Leo, very powerful, the sign of the sun, great time for starting fresh, for doing the things that we love, for putting the beginning of important projects, and overall paying attention to our own individual needs. So very powerful, very uplifting and empowering new moon on Tuesday. We also have the Sun and Mercury moving to Virgo during this week, which will bring us more of the stable, practical, and grounded energy. Very supportive if you want consistency, if you want to organize things, if you want to be more logical and to achieve some concrete results. So interesting transformations in front of us. Let's start with Monday, and you know that this is our new way of presenting the information so that you can see the different life areas, the exact positions of the planets with all of the degrees. And let me remind you that the enrollment for our incredible online event is still open, but please don't wait until the last minute because the spots are limited. We are having a 3-day immersive astrology experience. We'll talk about business astrology. Victor will talk about how you can find the bliss in your chart. Lada will tell you how she started her own business and how you can do it as well. So check the links below for more information. And let's get started with Monday. Something I want to mention here is that this is the last day of the lunar cycle. So the new moon comes on Tuesday, which means that Monday is the last day of the previous cycle. And this is a great time to complete something, especially something you have worked on during the past 1 month. Great time to let go of something, to just clear the space around you and prepare for the new things to come. Keep in mind that the last day of the lunar cycle is not very energy rich. You may notice that you are a little bit tired sometimes, or you need more time to process things, or you just prefer to focus more on personal things. That's because we are having the last day of the lunar cycle. Other than that, you can see Mercury is joining the sun in Leo, which is bringing us lots of this Leo energy. The moon is there as well. So it's a great time to focus on the things that we love, on self-expression, on self-love, and overall the things that bring us joy. This is a great aspect also which can help you to analyze things, to be more logical. It might bring also more subjectiveness, so keep that in mind. But overall, the mental activity can be really fast and really productive. Mercury is trining Mars. This adds even more speed to the thoughts, to solutions we can find, more courage to express yourself or to take certain risks or to organize certain things. And we also have a big quintile between Mercury and Jupiter. This is a creative aspect which can bring us some changes in terms of our plans, our goals, our priorities. But overall, this is a positive aspect also for learning new things, for working with information, and even for negotiations, the aspect is positive. You can see the day is mostly positive for business, for communication, for creativity. Finance and relationship, we can say kind of neutral, but nothing negative there as well. Just remember, this is the end of the lunar cycle, so don't push things too much. Instead, pay attention to what brings you joy. Then on Tuesday, of course, the great new moon in Leo, together with the sun, the ruler, of course, of the sign Leo, and a great opportunity for us to start new things. Think about the projects that would inspire you the most. Think about the things that would bring you most joy, that you are passionate about, that you really feel like they are bringing you love, they are bringing you those intense emotions. Don't think only about practical things. Instead, start with what brings you joy. You will have so much more energy to concentrate on those things. There is a time to be practical, to be rational, but it's not here yet. The next new moon will be in Virgo, and there we are going to talk more about the service, about what's rational, what's practical. But now, the new moon in Leo and the very last few days of the sun in Leo, this is a time to think about love, joy, inspiration, what lights you up. Mars is supporting the new moon, by the way. So it's really a time of taking action, doing something, taking certain risks. The other element we need to mention here is that Saturn is having a quincunx with the sun, which means also with the whole new moon. And this may add a little bit of note of practicality, not too much, but we need to be patient, we need to be more consistent. And at first, we may need to work harder to get where we want to. The key here is to keep going, to be consistent. Also, Mercury is having a quincunx with Saturn, so be careful with communication. At first, there might be some minor issues, but if you go through them, then you may have actually pretty successful communication with others, which is logical, which is rational. And Venus is having a sextile with Uranus. Emotional surprises all over the place. It could be something that's uplifting, something that's surprising. It could bring you more variety for relationships. This is a great aspect. And even for finances, this is a nice aspect because Venus is also the ruler of Uranus, because Uranus is in Taurus. So you can change something about your plans for finances, about the way you earn money, or there might be a pleasant opportunity related to this area. Overall, a very nice, very positive emotional atmosphere. So for business, it's kind of neutral. Also, because the new moon, it's not the right time to start immediately the actions. It's time to set up the plans, to think about, to really prepare, but not necessarily to take and to start the actions itself. So for business, we can say it's kind of neutral. For finances, relationships, creativity, spirituality, the day is very harmonious. And for communication, we can say neutral, because this Mercury-Saturn thing at first might bring minor issues. After that, things may improve. So we are somewhere in the middle. Okay, guys, moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday, the Virgo energy is coming because Mercury is ingressing Virgo. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, so Mercury is coming home. This is good news for our ability to be practical, to be more reasonable, to be more logical, and also to organize things better, to be more focused. Overall, Mercury feels very well in Virgo. This can be great for business, for negotiations, for planning, for taking care of certain responsibilities. And Mercury, right before it moves to Virgo, actually, it's having a big quintile with Pluto, creative aspect, which can help you to deepen your thoughts, to be extra focused, extra concentrated, really passionate about certain ideas, and overall to feel like you are empowered to plan something, to achieve it, and so on. On top of that, the moon is also moving to Virgo together with Mercury. So the energy is really starting to shift. This day is beneficial for business, finance, communication, spiritual work. It's kind of neutral for relationships and creativity. And the overall energy brings stability. This is key. When we have more of the grounded Virgo energy, we feel more stable, more grounded. Then we get to Thursday. On Thursday, only the moon is having aspects. We don't have any other major or minor aspects. And the moon is in Virgo through the whole day. So we still have this stable, practical, rational energy. Great for focusing on work, especially because the moon is also trining Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, which are in Capricorn. So we have a pretty powerful Earth trine. So focus on your work, on your obligations. You can be extra productive. The only possible issue comes from Neptune, which can make us a little bit dreamy, a little bit out of space. So make sure to check details so you don't forget something. But overall, this aspect can bring you even more intuition or some kind of insights. And also, the moon has a positive aspect with Venus, which can help us in relationships, especially with family members, because Venus is in Cancer, but also when it comes to financial stuff and money. The day is beneficial almost for everything, as you can see: business, finance, relationship, communication, creativity, spirituality. It's all good. And overall, we have the stability and we have a great time actually to do something meaningful. Then we get to Friday. Okay, so on Friday, the sun is having a big quintile with, is that Pluto? Okay, yeah, it is Pluto. So the sun with Pluto can help us to be more empowered, to feel more confident, to feel more determined to achieve something. For business, by the way, this is a great aspect. Mercury is having the same aspect, also big quintile. The sun and Mercury are very close. And this is an opportunity. Okay, so there must be something wrong here. How come the sun has a big quintile? Okay, guys, so I probably need to check that out. Yeah, it's impossible Mercury and the sun to have this aspect. So my mistake. I apologize about that. Mercury is having a square and a half with Jupiter. And this aspect can bring us some kind of shifts in terms of our plans. There might be some kind of minor issues in communication, in our ability to listen to other people. Respect is very important here. So make sure to really show other people respect and just be open for some changes. The moon is already in Libra, which can allow us to focus more on relationships, on harmony, on finding the balance. So overall, the day is mostly positive, especially for business, finance, relationships, creativity, spirituality. For communication, we might have some minor issues because of this Mercury aspect, and it just requires some kind of reassessment of the situation and for us to be more careful of how we express our thoughts. Then we get to the weekend. So the sun is moving to Virgo on Saturday, and that's important because the sun is the only star in our solar system. It's really important for the general atmosphere. And the sun moves to Virgo, which is so much practical, so much grounded, and allow us to concentrate on the meaningful things, on the things that would bring us practical results, on serving other people, taking care of health, our own health, of other people's health, or just trying to feel better, to just take proper care of our bodies. The Virgo sun position is great for those things. The moon is in Libra on Saturday as well, which can help us also to find the harmony and the balance, and also to focus on our relationships. The day is positive for business, relationships, communication, and the overall energy is the energy of the shift, the energy of the change, because the sun is moving to a new position. And then we have the last day, which is Sunday. Mercury is having a square and a half with Pluto. This aspect can bring some challenges in our communication and the way we connect to other people. There might be tension in this communication. People may have some negative thoughts or trust issues. And overall, the day is quite tense because the moon is in Scorpio as well. So we have a lot of this Scorpio Pluto energy, which in my opinion can mess up many things. Of course, there are positive things we can do, but overall, the energy is the energy of tension. So probably one of the most intense days of the week, unfavorable for business, finance, relationships, communication, and beneficial on the other side for spirituality. Yoga practices, meditation, energy practices, they can really help us to get out of this tension and to calm down and actually to transform things and to turn this into something positive. So the week ends in quite intense way. So that's the forecast for next week, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out the event we are hosting during September. It will be amazing. It's something I haven't talked about with you. So lots of information to share. Don't forget also to join us on Instagram. We are having regular live meetings there on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I would love to have you there and bring you the opportunity to ask me a question live. Thank you so much for your time. Have a beautiful week, everyone, and I will see you soon.